Hi everyone, Karis here, and today we are going to be doing a flip through of the Golden Girls Tarot. I have had this deck for about, I would say 9 months to a year. I really love it. I think it's awesome. I'm sure you've seen it on my Instagram if you follow me. And I thought with the passing of Betty White on December 31st of 2021, it would only be fitting that my first flip through video be of the Golden Girls Tarot this year. This deck usually retails for about $19.95 at Barnes & Noble, but because of the passing of Betty White, I feel like there's a little bit of scarcity and it is out of stock at Barnes & Noble. You can find it on Amazon for about $26 right now, and I'll leave a link in the description box below. Betty White was an amazing person, and I'm sure you've personally seen many of the things that she has been in over the years. Obviously, the Golden Girls. She was in Mary Tyler Moore, which is a fantastic show. Another one that I watched growing up. Granted, I watched reruns on Nick at Night, but I still loved it. She was also in Mama's Family. She had her own shows. She was a pioneer and an amazing woman who had the longest television career history. She also was a passionate animal activist, and she devoted her life to that passion. So now that I've given my spiel about Betty and how much I loved the Golden Girls, we are going to go ahead and flip through this deck. And we'll start by just talking about the box. It is in a hard shell flip top box, and I actually really like this box. I keep the cards stored in here. It has cute little characters on the sides, and it says a look into your future from the Lanai on the front, which I love. Here are the backs of the cards. I ended up edging these cards myself in a kind of metallic-y blue ink, which fits pretty well with the backing. The cardstock is a bit on the thinner side, a little bit thinner than what you'd see on some other mass market decks. There is a little bit of chipping that you'll see happening on some of the cards, but I think all in all, they stand up pretty well. I would say I use this deck somewhat regularly, and it's held up to the use that I've put it through pretty well. I will say, and we'll talk about this after the flip through, but I will say they did an amazing job on pulling details from the Golden Girls and bringing them to life in these cards. And I know today, this flip through is going to be a little bit different because we are going to talk more directly about what the cards look like and some of the key scenes that I feel like they've pulled out that have really helped to make this deck amazing. It is a basic Rider-Waite-Smith deck, so you'll see all of the images are kind of a mirror of what you would see on the Rider-Waite, but they have their own twist to them. It really makes it a truly Golden Girls themed deck. So all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the flip through. So now that we've had a chance to flip through and look at all the cards, I would like to take a more in-depth look at some of them and just kind of point out maybe some things that don't really pop up right away, but are significant in the show. So the first card here, we have Rose as the Fool, and she's wearing this cat outfit. If you recall, there's an episode where her and Blanche are in the local theater production of Cats, and at the end, she actually dresses up and in this outfit and does a walk down the street and gets chased by a bunch of dogs. I think Rose as the Fool is such a great idea because she has that naivete that the Fool often is ascribed to. The next thing I'd like to point out is the Emperor card has the monkey, I think his name is Fiji, that Stan uses when he's in therapy in the episode where he sleeps with Dorothy's sister. Another card that I really love is the Hanged Man, specifically because of Stan's toupee. I thought this detail was so hilarious the first time I saw it. My favorite card in this entire deck is Shady Pines on Fire as the Tower. I think this was just such a perfect choice, and when I saw it the first time, I was like, this is amazing. What a great symbol for the Tower. Of course, on what I call my true love card, the Two of Cups, we have Miles and Rose. And on the card that symbolizes true friendship, we have Rose, Dorothy, and Blanche sharing a cheesecake, of course. So Rose is kind of her set is the cups. So you'll see her character kind of throughout. Another great detail that I really loved was the fact that in the Page of Cups, how there's normally a fish, there's a herring here. And with Rose's stories and all of her recipes, seeing a herring is just such a little added detail that really does a lot for people who loved the show. Then, of course, we have her doctor that she dated for a little while. And again, we have... I mean, I'm pretty sure this is Miles, but it could also be Charlie. We don't know what Charlie looks like, but I think it's Miles is the King of Cups. For the Pentacles, we have Blanche. And there is Big Daddy on the horse for the knight. And Charlie is the King of Pentacles in this suit. Then, of course, we have Dorothy as Swords, which is pretty fitting given her sharp wit and intellect. I love this card. You see her sailing away from the past, and the past is Stan. She's making herself a new life and moving forward. And then this little detail here, you have Stan's picture with the 10 of Swords in it. Then we have Lucas as the knight charging forward. And again here as the King of Swords. Finally, for the Suit of Wands, we have Sophia. And I love how Max is kind of her love interest in these cards. Here we have the episode where the girls challenged each other in bowling matches. The only thing is these two are kind of reversed. She should be on that side with Dorothy, and Rose should be on the side with Sophia. Little reference to Best Friend of the Year awards. A nod to the time where she worked at a restaurant as a pirate. And of course, you have to have her handbag in this somewhere. I'm not too sure who is supposed to be the Knight of Wands. See, these are the times when it would be really great if there was a guidebook. So I don't think that this is supposed to be Sal. I know it's not Max because he's clearly looks very different. But I'm not 100% sure who he is supposed to be. And then finally, we have Max again. And in honor of Betty White, we're going to do kind of a twist on my Rose and Island spread. See, these really riffle shuffle, very great. Obviously, that thinner cardstock is helpful. They don't really bow, though, so that's pretty impressive on its own. And hand-over-hand shuffling is pretty easy as well, of course. They're pretty standard size for a tarot deck. And we are going to just ask 3 questions. And instead of the Rose and Island spread that I have, which I will link to my Instagram post on that below, we're going to do a Betty White spread. And we're going to ask 3 questions. How can we show more kindness to those around us? What lesson can we learn from Betty White's life? And how can we be of service to those around us? So for the first question, we asked, how can we show more kindness to those around us? And we pulled the Hierophant. And a lot of the times, the Hierophant talks about conformity, but it also talks about being in the same social circle. So we can show kindness by understanding that we are all human, that we are all basically at the end of the day the same, and we can show kindness and compassion and empathy in that way. So to me, the Hierophant says, hey, we're on the same team, so we should really be nice to each other. Then we asked, what lesson can we glean from Betty White's life? And we got the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is all about passion. And if you have watched any interviews with Betty White or any of her work, really, you'll know that she had a true passion. She really cared about animals. She really cared about others around her. And I think that the biggest lesson we can learn is to find our own passion and give ourselves fully to that. And then finally, we asked, how can we be of service to those around us? And we got the Page of Cups. And in this position of this spread, I look at Rose as the Page of Cups here. And what this tells me is that we can share our experiences with our own Page of Cups in our lives. So when you come across someone who is inexperienced or, unsure about what they're doing, if you have been there, sharing your experiences and sharing your life stories and really helping to guide and give them advice is a great way to be of service to others. So that's it. That is our flip through of the Golden Girls Tarot cards. A look into your future from the Lanai. I'll leave the link to purchase it on Amazon below. Please just keep in mind that it is a little bit pricier right now because of Betty White's passing. Were there any little hidden gems that you thought were really clever or cute? What was your favorite card? Leave some comments below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.